Bless, and welcome once again to my modeling bench. This time my actual bench. And we got the Hellcat going here, and like I said in the first video, and this is the reason why I wanted to stop by here and show you this little thing. I put the interior sidewalls in, and I said in the first video that I was expecting to have to use some putty and filler because it's an Academy kit. And already I had a huge gap here between the fuselage and the cockpit side panels. So a quick little putty in there and it's fixed, but the curvature of the side panels does not match the curvature of the fuselage. This one was a bit better, this one was horrible. I had to sand it down quite a bit to get it to fit decently. But that being said, it does now. I've already dry fitted it. It fits together pretty good with the cockpit inside, and the cockpit fit beautifully in there. No modifications needed. All I had to do was sand the bottom of the back plate there a little bit. But yeah, also these little cutouts right here are for some small windows. The kit does not provide the cutouts, but they do have like a template on the inside here that you have to cut along, and it was fairly easy to do. And then I just sanded it down with a file, or filed it down even. So yeah, I got the wings here just because I was interested in seeing the dry fit. The nose cone does not fit very well. Gonna have to see what I can do about that. Anyways, yeah. I got the cockpit all painted up, dry brushed with a bit of steel, and just put on a coat of black wash on there. So it's done and ready to be installed in the plane. I quite like the detail that's in there. It's not very accurate according to the reference pictures I've seen online. And also they put all the ejector pin marks right there. There was one here, and one here. I had to shave them off and sand them down. And the same goes for this side. There was one huge one over here. At first I thought I might just add it as a detail, have like a round thing in there, but in the end I decided to shave it off as well, since it was on a big black, on something that was supposed to be a big and black. And looking at reference photos of the actual plane, the cockpit detail is very much not correct if you're into that. But with the clear canopy being as bad as it is, you won't be seeing too much of it anyways. And I only just noticed this right now. I didn't see it yesterday when I was doing the unboxing video, but the left side of the canopy is much thicker than the right side. So the left side of the cockpit should be a lot better looking than the right side, which it is. So anyways, the cockpit floor itself and the instruments are pretty flat, pretty basic, but again, you're not going to be seeing too much of it through the glass. Oh yeah, and to my surprise, a happy surprise, the cutouts for the back glass over there, even with my bad cutting skills, it turned out pretty good. The fit is tight and no need for any filler or anything in there. The Contacta clear glue that I use for the canopies fills up the holes quite nicely where needed, which isn't much, but yeah, that's that. Now I gotta just move on and get it ready for paint or do some more gluing and cutting and gluing. Right, now we have the engine all painted up, as you can see, and I did try and copy a photo I saw on the internet, and the cowling is right here. I got it painted all interior green on the inside, and here's the issue I wanted to address, so to speak. The overall fuselage and wing fitment has been rather good compared to other Academy kits. Like, I don't need any filler on this wing root and just a minuscule amount on this wing root. None on the upper wing roots for the horizontal stabilizers, but a little bit on the underside. The belly part here with the bottom half of the wings was all wonky, like this way, but I took some heavy sanding here and here. I will put some putty in here just to try and level it out a bit more. But overall, it's been quite surprising that there's been a really good fitment, at least compared to the other Academy planes that I've built. And like the seam lines on top here and here, you can't really feel anything with your nail or like this. But we'll see how that turns out in the end. Just took a little sanding down. Yeah, so anyways, the nose cone or the engine cowling, it does not fit at all good. It has a huge step, it's like it's forced down on the plane. So what I did was I took my hobby blade and I shaved the bottom half of it, so it's really thin here right now, and that way I get it to fit decent on top. So it's about to look good, and we'll be ready for paint soon. Yeah, sorry about that. That was my kid. But what I was about to say was that about the colors of the plane, I've already decided to go for the tricolor scheme that they have in the instructions. They have the hang on. They got the tricolor scheme. This one. I'm probably going for the 13 as seen on the box art because I have a thing for the number 13. It being an unlucky number, but it also has the option for the overall navy blue, but I'm going for the tricolor. But I've been thinking, and when I was mixing up the colors for the engine cover, or the thingamajiggy on the front, I think I'm not going for the correct really clean and blue, but rather go for a grayish blue instead, sort of like a faded blue, because I really like the look of the engine and the colors that came out there. So I think I'm gonna try and do something like that rather than the extremely blue that I've been also looking at online. Yeah, so that's the way we're heading right now. So I wanted to stop by here. I'm doing the filler work, what little there is so far, but what I wanted to say is that they give you the option to put either bombs or rockets under the wings, and you need to fill up the holes. They don't do like Airfix does and make you drill out the holes that you need if you want to put any ordnance under there. Instead they make tiny little indentions on the outside of the wings that you then have to fill up. I got the plane all put together and ready for paint, and the drop tank is just friction fitted. I'm trying for the first time to paint the whole thing all put together with the undercarriage on, and these are friction fitted as well. Seeing how the underside is supposed to be all white anyways, including the landing gear and the bay doors, both the inside and outside, I thought I might just try and just paint it all just like that. Now about the Ordnance, I decided that I would put in the holes for the bombs and drill out the holes for the rockets, and looking at some references for this, it could either be equipped with a bomb called the Tiny Tim bomb, which is a huge bomb, or the Hvar rockets, or quad rockets. Quad is actually an Icelandic word meaning where, but outside of that, I was trying to look for a color reference for the rockets, the Hvar rockets, or however you say it, the HVAR, and they don't seem to have this bulbous front end like these ones do. They all seem to have like a small pointy end with the same circumference as the shaft of the rocket. So I don't know where they got these from, but the color call out seems to be correct for the main shaft and the fins to be silver or just bare metal, and the tip is supposed to be olive drab, and that's the way I'm gonna paint them. I'm just gonna assume these are supposed to be Hvars, but this is just one of the few inaccuracies I found with this kit so far. This doesn't even piss me off nearly as much as the fact that the engine doesn't have any magnetos or anything, whereas they are supposed to be. But anyways, well, that's how that is, and I'm gonna paint it now. So here's one idiotic move that I did, and I want to include in the video as a precautionary memory. When spraying your airplane, don't forget to mask off all areas you don't want to paint. You see what I did there? Yeah. Luckily most of it is just on the everything, so that'll need some careful hand painting later, but for now I'll just mask this off before I do the blues, because I got the blues. Right, I got the paint on, I got the decals on, decals, and some more pieces assembled and some details added. I'm pretty darn happy with how the colors turned out, but the decals were a pain to fit. They're crap, to say the least. Academy decals. It's not that they're too thick or anything, it's just that, well, they don't stick down too good, they don't conform to any lines too good, and they don't take my decaling solution too good. Which so far this is all I have. I'm wondering if I need to get like Mr. Mark Fit Strong or something, a little bit stronger than the micro stuff. But it's unavailable in my country as of right now, but I could get some Humbrol decal set or whatever it's called, but I don't know if that's any more potent than the microscale products, but let me know if you have any experience with that, please. Thank you very much. But I will make this. I'll make do with this results. You can see maybe that they're really shiny right now, but I haven't coated them yet with gloss, and there's still some more detail to put on before I give it another clear coat and seal everything in. But after that I'm going to weather it heavily. I say heavily, but most of you will probably think I'm being quite moderate with my weathering. Also, I have no idea how to fade the panels and make it look like it's been out in the sun. So, well, I'm gonna have to experiment a little bit there. I'll just, yeah, I'm gonna wing it. I got some stuff to make washes. I got some artist pastel chalks, or whatever you call it. I might try that. But first of all, I'm just going to go nuts with chipping. Just paint on some silver or aluminum or something. A little bit of wash, and I've seen some pictures online. I watched quite a bit of documentaries on the YouTubes. YouTube has really many videos on this plane. Also some war stories from old pilots who used to fly these things, which coincidentally has brought me to my next build, which will be an adversary for the Hellcat. And I got it right here, if I can get it out of the cupboard. Hang on, bear with me. I could make a jump cut, but hell's no. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll build this one next. The perfect adversary for it, the A6M5C. I should probably be making A6M2B, not M5C. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna build this one. I have the M5-2B as well, but that one is awaiting a different day. It's this one. It's a dogfight doubles. The camera is too far away now. Yep, dogfight doubles from Airfix. This is gonna wait up for another day. And I wrecked the tripod right now. Doobly-doo. Yeah. So next time you'll see this is probably gonna be the finished product. What I got left to do is I gotta scratch build some extra struts on there for the fuel tank. The Hawar rockets are all ready to go right here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got one more complaint about the decals. Check out how ridiculously overscaled they are. They're so big compared to the drawings. I mean, check this out. You can see the antenna is right there, the stars and stripe end right here. There's a pretty decent gap between the antenna and the decal, or the stars and stripes. Right here you can see where the antenna is, and the stars and stripes go all the way out to the antenna. That's how ridiculously big these decals are. Same on the wings. It should only be like here and not go all the way to the edge. Even on the bottom side, it even sticks out a little bit onto the leading edge of the wing. So it's just Academy. What are you gonna do? But yep, like I said, I'm pretty happy with how it is turning out anyways. And with clear coat and then a matte coat after that and some weathering, I think the decals are not going to be too much of a downer anymore. And on the subject of weathering, so first of all I started with the Vallejo black wash, acrylic wash, and I almost ruined the plane. This wash does not work well with white paint, and it got really dirty, and it's really hard to get off because you have to get it off while it's still wet. But I think I managed okay. It was a little bit more dirty than I would have wanted, but we'll make do. And then I put some black pastel chalk for exhaust fumes right there. And if you think that's dirty, this is not as dirty as it looked in the documentaries I was watching. And then here comes the part where I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to make it look like it's a bit faded and worn and stuff, and I don't know if the camera is picking it up or if it's too shiny, but I've already done this wing. I've yet to do this wing, so you can see the difference there. There's still a little bit more work to be done, maybe to like clean this up a bit, make it look more subtle, but this is what I'm experimenting with. So I'm using my brush that I usually use for dry brushing. It's quite hard and stubby, like stippling brush, and I'm taking the artist pastel and just getting a little powder in the brush and just picking out the middle of the panels. I don't know if, yeah, I think it's picking it up. And you can go with any color that you want, but since this is a dark blue plane, I'm going with light blue. I could be going with white as well, but trying this light blue out right now. And for the other colors, I'll use other colors of course. I think for the light blue, I'll try and put some dark blue on the panel lines, maybe, or maybe just try the white stuff. See how that goes. But yeah, you get what I'm doing here. I'm trying to not go into the panel lines, so it will highlight more the middle of the panel, leaving the panel lines a little bit darker since I didn't pre-shade or anything. Yeah, that's that. Next time you'll probably see this one finished. So I brought you in a little closer for the finished product, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, especially since my expectations of the kit weren't that great. I mean, I thought it would be bad fitting and needing to sand a lot and putty a lot and all that kind of stuff, but overall impressions of the kit were that I was pleasantly surprised. The fitment was really good on the outside, even though the cockpit, it looks pretty wrong compared to what it's supposed to look like in the actual plane, and it's missing a few details here and there from the actual plane, but if you didn't know it, then it would not make any difference, because it's a really good looking model in the end. The only complaint I got are the decals, like I said before, but yeah, overall it's a fun build, it's an easy build, and it turns out pretty great, I think. As you can see, my weathering is not as aggressive looking as it was before I did the dull coat, after weathering it with the pastels, and as I showed you before, and dull coat toned down the weathering quite a bit and actually blended it kind of more together. I'm talking with my hands even behind the camera. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so it looks to the naked eye. I don't know if you can see it that well on the camera, but to the naked eye, it looks pretty worn out and faded. And yeah, I love the exhaust streaks. I'm so happy when I can find an actual factual reference to really dirty looking exhaust streaks. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say here. I'm just so mesmerized by this kit. Might make me sound like a dick, but I built this myself and I'm super proud of it. As you can see, the final touch was the antenna wire there on top of your screen. I used my super secret trick of pinching a hair from my wife's head. It's the best look for an antenna wire I've found so far. And yeah, maybe creepy to some people, but I like it quite a bit. So anyways, I don't have anything else to say about this except stick around for the slideshow. Yeah, do that. Bye.